Jess from Cook Smarts, and this is another edition of Improv in my kitchen. It is Sunday night, which means we've run all my errands for the day. I've done the grocery shopping, and now I'm ready to do some cooking for Sunday night dinner, which is always a special night because I like to, take some time to make a good meal before we start the work week. Okay, so the two things I really wanted to talk about today are actually one is getting inspired by ingredients at the grocery store and just improving a meal around that. And the second is about how to keep a really good, efficient, tight workspace and how that helps you in the dinner making process. Okay, so I was at the store today and I saw these really thin asparagus and these really cute summer squash. And of course, it made me think about summer and I was really excited to buy them. And so I thought about how am I going to plan a meal around this. Asparagus and squash, I really love to just saute them, keep them clean, and throw them in some pasta. And so that's when I decided to pick up a fresh thing of pasta. I buy fresh pasta for a couple of reasons. One, it doesn't keep as well as dry pasta, so I can't really load up on pasta and have it as frequently as I would like. And also, it's really great because it cooks a lot faster than the dry stuff. And at home, I knew that I already had Parmesan Reggiano, some butter, some olive oil, of course, garlic, parsley, and basil, and those will all get incorporated into a really delicious sauce. So, again, get inspired by ingredients and just try to think off the top of your head, how would I make this? You've all been to lots of restaurants. Think about, when you have asparagus on the menu or when you have X, Y, or Z on the menu that you really like, how is it typically prepared? And think about, how then you would do it at home. Okay, so that's the first thing, the first tip. And the second tip is about keeping this efficient, tight workspace. I have a pretty small kitchen, which means I can't have stuff everywhere, which is great because it keeps everything within arm's reach. So for me, I like to bring everything out that I'm going to use that evening in the beginning, and so I have it accessible. I've got my cutting board here, I've got my knife here. I keep to my left my salad spinner, which also doubles as colander thing to wash things in aside from just salad. So I'll do all of my washing in there, and then below I have this drawer where all my prep bowls are. So all my prep bowls are in easy arm's reach. If I need to grab a bowl back there, I've already set up our cooking station. I've got my saute pan with the boiling water set up. The water's already started boiling for the pasta, so it's pretty much ready to go. As soon as I get stuff prepped, I will go ahead and dump this pasta in. Okay, so we're all prepped. Just to go through what I did, I've got the squash here. They were sliced up into little quarters, thinly sliced so they'll cook really fast. The asparagus, I snapped off the ends and then we chopped them into about 1.5-inch pieces. I've grated about a cup of Parmesan Reggiano, which is going to be great for the sauce. Basil got chiffonade, which means just to cut into thin strips. Parsley got minced. We have a lemon here. We'll squeeze that on to really brighten up the pasta at the end. I've got some butter here. I've got garlic minced up. And what I also decided to do was rinse and drain a can of garbanzo beans. I realized there wasn't going to be a lot of protein in this meal, and so I always try to get protein in beans. I always have plenty of cans of beans handy, so I just went into my pantry, grabbed a can of garbanzo beans, and we will saute these up with the veggies. So what I've got going on the stovetop here, I've got a pot of boiling water behind here, which is where the pasta is going to go into in a little bit, and I've got the saute pan that's heating up. So first I'm going to go ahead and saute up the beans and the veggies with just a little bit of garlic and olive oil, and then I'm going to set them aside and then bring the pasta over. When the pasta comes in, I'm going to have some butter in this pan with some garlic, and then when the pasta comes in, it's going to have a lot of that pasta water, which is really delicious, and it's going to help create this sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started. This pan is pretty warm. I'm going to go ahead and put about a tablespoon of olive oil in here. I'm just going to eyeball it. So this here has been boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and put some salt in it yet, but I'm not going to put that pasta in first because the pasta, since it's fresh, is going to cook really fast, and I just don't want it to be sitting in that boiling water and getting soggy. Okay, so again, these efficient workspace, I brought everything prepped over here so I'm not running back and forth. I've got this set up so it's easy just to get the pasta right into the saute pan when that time comes. I've got lots of these wooden spoons here. I've got plenty of other things in this drawer. So, okay, this olive oil, I'm going to wait for it to warm up. And the way you can tell it's warmed up is that once you spread it, it starts to disperse and there's kind of these striations in the oil. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is we've got the oil in here. I'm going to grab my wooden spoon from above. I'm going to use about half of this garlic. I minced 3 cloves, so I'll just use about half. Okay. I'll let that sizzle up. What I'm going to put in first is actually the garbanzo beans. I've got some kosher salt up here, handy. You give it a pinch of salt. People ask what a pinch means. A pinch means what you think it means, okay? So trust yourself. You've cooked, you've eaten out, you kind of know what salt tastes like, you know how much salt you like in things. Try to undersalt at first, and then you can, if you need more flavor, you can always add more. Next thing that's going to go in is my squash. I'm going to go ahead and add the asparagus in. And these are cut really thinly, and these are vegetables that cook really fast anyways. So it's probably just going to be like 3 minutes in this. I have a quick saute, and then I'm going to transfer them back into a bowl. And while that's happening, I'm going to put my pasta in, because this is going to take about 3 minutes to cook, and so it'll kind of time it perfectly with how quickly these vegetables are going to cook. The pasta's in, and on the side here, I've got this really great strainer thing that is used for a lot of Chinese cooking when we do deep frying. So I'm going to use it for our pasta and just have it handy. So when that pasta's ready, I'm going to go ahead and just dump it right in this pan. Okay, so it's been 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and transfer this stuff out. I'm going to put this back. The pasta's looking like it's pretty much ready to go. I'm going to just give it a quick stir here. Okay. So this is back on a hot pan. What I'm going to do is put 2 tablespoons of butter in here with another tablespoon of olive oil. Now let that melt up here. And the pasta, of course, is super quick because it's fresh, and so it's pretty much done after 3-4 minutes. It's ready to be just deposited right in here. Okay, I'm going to put in the rest of my garlic to get that smelling really good. Okay, got this handy still. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that pasta right in here using this contraption. Last couple of strands. Looks like I'm giving me my tongs. Lucky I have this handy drawer here, and I just use that for the rest of it. Okay. And I'm just going to toss this around so it gets all nice. I'm going to go ahead and bring some of that water over to the pan. I'm going to put about a cup of that in there, turn off my boiling water. So that's going to help create this nice starchiness around the noodle. It's just bubbling away and thickening up around the noodles, create this really good sauce. I'm going to throw these veggies back in, toss it all. Got these tongs to just toss this through. Okay, so I've turned the heat off. What I'm going to do now is move this over into a really pretty serving bowl, and we're going to toss it with the Parmesan Reggiano, the basil and parsley, and the lemon. Okay, so we're done with the cooking process. I've transferred this into a beautiful serving bowl. This is super warm still, so this cheese is just going to melt in there. I'm going to go ahead and pour this cheese on. That was about not quite a cup of Parmesan Reggiano. And then I'm also going to throw these herbs in. Okay? And then I'm going to just throw this in my sink for dishwashing later. I'm going to grab some of my tongs. I'm going to go ahead and just toss this all through. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze some lemon in there too. And I really like a lot of black pepper in my pasta, especially with this kind of really simple pasta. So I'm going to go ahead and put a lot of black pepper in. Got this dish that is ready to go. I'm going to give it a quick taste. Again, that was another edition of Improving in My Kitchen. So tips: 1, get inspired by something at the grocery store and think about how you've had it at restaurants and just build a dish around it on the fly. And 2nd, keeping a really tight workspace so it's going to be easy to make your meal and easy to clean up afterwards. All my dishes are already in the sink. I was putting stuff away as we were going, so there's not going to be a lot of cleanup. So thanks for joining us. We look forward to giving you a lot more Cook Smarts in the future.